What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of the 10 Horse Monty YouTube channel. And it is cold, folks. It's 37 degrees out here, overcast conditions, no wind. We had a bunch of rain come through. Water level is up and the water temperature is 43.6 degrees. And we got some stain back here in the creek. I've got less than 3 hours to fish. Just kind of made a quick run over here, did the church thing, hung out with the family, went by the new house and dropped off a fireplace insert. And I thought, I'm gonna go over here for a few hours. Don't know what's gonna go on, but we are gonna put this boat up on pad, go out there and try to figure something out. We've got 3 hours to figure it out. Let's go. There he is. You can take on. Sitting out in the grass. Throwing the old perch colored stunner. Something that doesn't get thrown a whole lot. These treble hooks are freaking sticky though. Try it again. Most of the time when we think about jerkbaits, we think about shad, something that is mimicking shad. Those shad are suspended in the water column. When the water temperatures drop, they get kind of funky, they move slower. The bass tend to suspend in cold water in the wintertime. So we're thinking shad, but that's not always the case. There's a lot of times when a jerkbait that mimics a bluegill can get you some bites, especially in a pressured body of water where everybody is leaning more towards those shad colored baits. That's kind of what I did today. I've been catching some fish on the standard colored jerkbaits, and I decided I was going to put a bluegill color jerkbait, go out there, throw it around for a little bit, see if I can get a few bites. And I was throwing the Berkley Stunner. The Berkley Stunner's been one of my favorite jerkbaits the last year and a half. Caught a lot of fish on it. It's a slow sink jerkbait, so you throw it out, you jerk it down, it's going to sink really slow towards the grass. A lot of grass in this area. That's typically what we're fishing this time of the year. And those fish are sitting down in that grass, and this jerkbait just kind of slowly sinks in there. But the Berkley Stunner 110 is a really good jerkbait. But this perch color, perch pattern is something that's not thrown a whole lot. I mean, I tend to forget about it, but there have been some really good days. I've had some really good days on this perch colored jerkbait, perch, bluegill, whatever you want to call it, but something besides a shad. A couple of ones that I've done really good with in the past, the Lucky Craft SP78DD. This sucker right here is a good one. It's a little bit smaller jerkbait, 78 millimeters, 78 millimeters. So it's more finessey, but this deeper diver, it still gets down there nice and deep. And you know, sometimes the fish want something really finessey. This sucker right here does a good job. This is, I think this is called Ghost Gill, so it's kind of translucent. You can kind of see it works really good in clear water, but it does have those bars on there, and it has that throat that kind of pops out. Some other baits that I've thrown around, caught fish on that are of the bluegill flavor. This is the Strike King KVD 300. This is a deeper diver version. This thing gets down to about 11 foot, but it's still got that bluegill look, that bluegill paint job. It mimics the bluegill around the grass. Lucky Strike, you know, this gold, like a gold and black with that, I don't know what color that is. It's more orangish gold kind of belly on there, but that's definitely right there in the bluegill family. Here's an old jerkbait. They don't even make this thing anymore, but you can see this is got that kind of pumpkin seed look to it. Got those bright colors, got a lot of flash. You get that black back and you get that big roll. Another one my buddy Frank Williams painted up for me. This is similar to that Lucky Strike or the Mega Bass Vision 110 color, but this is, you know, basically mimicking the perch. So mix it up a little bit. get out there on the water, there's times when they don't want a shad colored bait. They want that bluegill stuff, especially around grass. In the wintertime, anytime, if you've got grass on a lake, bluegill is the main forage for the bass. They're always going to be in the grass looking for bluegill. So you can throw these little bluegill baits around. If you get a lot of pressure in a lake, this is something a little bit different. And there are times when they really prefer these bluegills. So don't forget about a perch or a bluegill colored jerkbait. There he is. That perch again. Just hammered it. She hammered it. Absolutely crushed it. I saw some fish splash up there on that point. Here. He ain't getting off. There we go. There you go. Pays to keep your ears open. Some fish busting up on that point. Oddly enough, the water temperature is like 42 degrees. But heard a little splash up there, and we got just a little bit of breeze blowing in here, and I guess some shad got pushed up on that point, and this little guy and his buddies were up there playing around with them, and I threw that jerkbait up there and just kind of held my rod tip up high because there's grass on top of that point. So held my rod tip up high, just jerking it. All of a sudden, it just knocked slack in my line. Absolutely hammered it. Tell you what, one thing about these Stunnas, they've got these EWGs, and super sharp, kind of fine wire, medium, fine wire, light wire, whatever. But you get a hook in them, and they typically don't get off. I mean, if they eat it, you get them. If they swipe it, 50-50. But you get them hooked like that, and they are not coming off. That's fun. These bright returns. Look at that. Where are they at? They're just moving around. They're hard to keep after. One more thing I will tell you about jerkbait fishing is I prefer to use a snap. Let me know what you think about a snap. Have you had good success with a snap? I throw a snap on any of my hard baits, any of my treble hook baits. I'm throwing a snap on there. The one I've been using lately is made by BMC, and it's the Duolock Snap. The 50-pound test model is the one that I've been using. I like something that's a little bit bigger. It's cold out there. You need something that you can get your thumb on and actually open it up. Some of the smaller snaps, yeah, there's not as much metal there. They look like they're concealed a little bit better, but you can't get your thumb on there. Your hands are cold and you just can't do it. So you want something that's a little bit bigger. I would call this like a medium-sized snap. There's a bunch of good ones out there. Spromic's a good one, but the VMC is affordable. It's readily available. And the thing about a snap, the reason I like a snap, it gives it a lot of movement. You got freedom. That jerkbait can do whatever it wants. If you're a person that likes that nose down presentation, that snap adds a little bit of weight to your jerkbait. So it's going to give it that nose down presentation. It will actually help it suspend. If your bait is rising a little bit, you can add the snap, and it's going to kind of pull it down and help it suspend. But the main reason I like to use this snap is for this reason right here. You can just take this sucker off, throw it down on the ground, grab you another bait, and pop it right on there, and you're good to go. It takes literally like 10 seconds. So if you've got a shallow running jerkbait and you're seeing fish out deeper, you can pop that snap open, you can put you on a deeper jerkbait. If you don't like the color, you can experiment with color. If you don't like the actual brand, if you're thinking you need a little bit different action, that snap is so handy for just popping the bait off. It literally takes seconds. A lot of times if you have to retie, you're gonna keep throwing. You're gonna like, it's cold, I don't wanna take the time to retie. The snap, it's no problem. pop it open, go through your jerk baits. Eventually you'll find the one that's working. Check this out, guys. Wad of shad right there. See that fish kind of cruising up that drop? That is either a big bass or a striper. Big old wad of bait. There's some fish kind of mixed in there. Good stuff. Got him. Striper. Sitting right off that point. Still on that perch colored stunner again. It's gotta be a striper. Strong fish, whatever it is. Just trying to stand in the boat. No, that's a bass. Good largemouth. Good largemouth. Really good largemouth. There we go. Boom. Beautiful fish. You know, I'm mixing it up. This is a color that not that many people throw. The old perch color. Thought I'd break it out. The conditions looked right. I know the water has come up, and you know, some of these fish have moved into the grass, and I think they're feeding on bluegill and shad, but this is definitely like a bluegill type of deal. Something a little bit different. And it's working, man. That's a nice quality fish. Beautiful fish. It's a beauty, Clark. It's cold out here, but man, you catch one of those and it'll wake you up. Good stuff. All right, man. That's what you come for. Good quality fish, man, on a cold winter day. Let's let her go. Thank you, baby. Look at those spots. Look at those tats, man. All inked up. Like hook and needle, eh? Get on out of here. Somersault, just kind of showing off. It's a good fish. She's fine. She's just cold like myself. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for coming along on this little short adventure. Give me a thumbs up if you appreciate the content, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's a great way to support this and let the content creators know that you like their stuff. Man, we had a short day, but we did catch some fish, caught a really good one, and I was throwing the perch / bluegill colored jerkbait. This is the Berkeley Stunno 112, slow sink. Great jerkbait. Been catching a lot of fish on this the last 2 years, ever since it came out. I think it was last fall, so it's been a little over a year ago. But great jerkbait. It's something different. You know, the bass eat bluegill all the time, and they eat bluegill in the winter. Everybody, most people, including myself, were focused on shad and crappie as the main food source. But don't forget about the bluegill pattern. A lot of these lakes get a lot of pressure with standard color jerkbaits, and sometimes you can give them something a little bit different and pick up a few bites. So, till next time. It's cold out here. My nose is running.